So you realize, because I don't know about y'all, but there are times when I'm like, am I crazy? Am I the only one that's feeling this? So, know that too, please.
Oh, this is really, I think this is really fascinating because, being in a blended family, it's like you have to be concerned what's happening in your household only. But then at the same time, you got other households that you have to make sure that things go smoothly, especially when they're younger children. I mean, my kids, they're up, they're teenagers. It's like, they can go back and forth. You don't have to worry about that. But that transition, can you imagine the change for the child, the transition from one household? One household could have a set of rules that are one way, and then another household has another set of rules. And then here these children have to learn household rules in two different places, and they don't always look the same. I encourage co-parenting people to keep the same rules, but they don't have to. You can't tell the other household what to do in their household, and they can't tell you what to do either. But it's that change, it's that transition back and forth. And then when you have some grief happening, with another baby dad's grief, his position, I love his stance on it, is just to be a source of support and understanding. That's about all you can do, because you can't fix it. You can't go back in time. You can't fix everything. You can just be a place of support. And I think that is so important in those times. Hey, David, how you doing? David says hello to everybody. Anyway, gosh, we're almost at the top of the hour, Chris. I got to tell you, hey, everybody, you guys are looking at how we master the art of accepting change in uncertain times. Let me tell y'all what we didn't talked about. Chris talked about the nervousness that happens when we change. Sometimes change is coupled with a loss of identity. Who am I now with this change? The grieving the change, and the fact that in these scary moments, you have this cortisol and, these stress chemicals that release through the body if change is unpredictable. Sometimes it happens and it's scary. And you could want to be like Deborah. Deborah's like, I have an issue with change, but now I learned to embrace it, and I absolutely get excited for change. And I really am interested in asking my last question. And of course, you can comment with the blended family, but everybody who's watching this and you're feeling stuck, what are some daily practices or even mindset shifts that we can use to build resilience and acceptance when sometimes things are uncertain? I don't even want to talk about politics. I am going to have my politics show because there's a lot to talk about in terms of politics and mental health, but things are uncertain. What can we do to build this resilience so that we can get through these transitional times? How about you tell us, Chris?
So I would say there's 5 kind of categories, and then I'll go through a couple of them more in depth. But first, challenge your need for certainty. And I'll just say real quick, life, the really, there is so much we cannot control. There's so many parts of it that we cannot be certain of. So challenge your need for certainty, and I'll come back to that.